Hi, we are joined here with Robert Price, our CEO at Bōde, to discuss what's happening in the real estate market in Calgary. The interest rates have gone up, inflation is high, and how has that had an impact on the Calgary real estate marketplace, Rob?
Yeah, Calgary, our hometown, where we have our headquarters. It's been interesting. I think the broader economy in Alberta has been really strong over the last 9 months to a year, which is an important consideration because that's not necessarily true to the same extent around the country. But certainly interest rates are having the intended effect, which is curbing demand and slowing down price growth. What I think is more interesting right now is the re-urbanization that we're seeing from outside of the city or let's say the suburbs down to the core or beltline kind of area of Calgary, where the demand is dramatically higher now for those properties, those apartments, those high dense living spaces versus the big yards and the big houses that you typically find outside of the city or around the edges of the city. So that is a really interesting, complete reversal of what COVID did.
Yeah, it's dramatic. Yeah, and the likes of what we used to see as an Airdrie home, a Cochrane home, an Okotoks home flying off the shelves with multiple offers is now on the market a little bit longer. And perhaps not seeking the same prices as they once did, where the opposite is true of apartments. You tell us a little bit about the price impact of the cooling of the market.
Yeah, I think it'll be incumbent. It's why this data is so important to really look at what's happening in real time. Of course, we have that data on our site available to everybody with a simple email account for free. But being able to see real time what's going on with your property value is extremely important right now because the market is changing. So what your home might have been worth 2 months ago in this market is likely going to be less than that. Doesn't mean it's going to be, falling off a cliff. You're likely still in a great place given pricing dynamics over the last couple of years. If you own your property, for 5 to 7 years, which most Calgarians have. So that is really, a driver for people, I think, to really be on top of the information and make sure and do your research so that you've got the best chance of selling for the best price. Because if you're overpriced for too long, other people get competitive, and then now your listing is hanging out there longer. So I think that's a really important thing to do.
That's right. And if you get something slightly less than you would have a couple of months ago for the home that you are selling, the one you're buying is also likely to be a little more cost effective than what you would have bought a couple of months ago. So it's kind of a similar scenario, just a shift overall in what these properties are selling and buying for.
Yeah, when you're looking to find that last $10,000, that last $15,000, that's extremely important to all of us. And that's a big part of why we are doing what we're doing with our company, which is saving people, $10,000 approximately on average, plus maximizing their value, even if that value has come down a little bit because of market forces. You add that up at the end of the day, every dollar in an inflationary environment matters. So put every dollar in your pocket and, stay disciplined about what's actually going on with data, because that's actually driving prices more than anything. But if you can do it with an efficient transaction, all aligned with your own convenience and everything that we love to bring to the table, it's an even more important time to think that way.
Yeah, not only that, when you believe in yourself and you trust yourself to sell your own home, you actually make more money, higher dollar figures than if you use an agent, because there are no challenges with where your motives are at. You are there to sell your home for the highest possible dollar. So that's one of the benefits of obviously selling your home with Bōde. And we also provide all that transparent data to buyers and sellers to make sure that they're armed with that transparent data and what's happening in the marketplace so that you can do this yourself. So click right here. And if you want to do a deep dive on Calgary market data, we've got that here for you. And then also the community data too, which is hyper important. Thanks so much, Rob.
Thank you.